Namaste, I am Aashish Panthi from 𝐞𝐯𝐚𝐿 Secondary School, Virtual. I am 17 and currently studying in grade 12. And today I am going to deliver a short speech on the topic Space and Sustainability. Thanks to Nepal Astronomical Society for conducting this program. All thanks to mathematics, we have come a long way. We are exploring the parts of the universe that no one would have thought is possible a couple of decades ago. Despite all of these achievements, there is a problem of sustainability in space due to some factors. Some are just the natural factors, but there are few artificial factors that are not letting us achieve the goal of space sustainability. One of them is space debris. As of January 2021, there were nearly 6.5 thousand satellites orbiting the Earth, out of which nearly 3.1 thousand satellites were inactive. This means 50% of the satellites were defunct satellites, also known as the space chunks or space debris. Did you feel the gravity of this problem? Okay, let's just take an example. Imagine you are driving a car on a highway, suddenly you ran out of fuel. So you left your car on the highway and went to the showroom to buy a new car. Imagine other people doing the same thing, and after some time you find the highway full of cars. And if we replace the cars with satellites and the highway with Earth's orbit, the same thing is happening in outer space. Okay, it seems severe, but we are not facing any problems, so why should we be bothered by space debris? We should be, because these space debris are orbiting at such a high speed that they could cause significant damage to a satellite or a spacecraft in case of collision. One such collision happened on 24 July 1996 between an operational satellite and a piece of space debris. The satellite was damaged. Luckily, it continued to work after the collision, but in some other collisions, satellites were completely destroyed. As a result of these collisions, we may lose communication, GPS system, weather forecasting, or internet, as all of this technology depends on satellites. Isn't there anyone to regulate the space debris? Well, there are few guidelines, but it doesn't seem to be followed. In fact, these space debris are there as a result of some military test, the test of an anti-satellite system. And other space debris are there because no one is questioning over this organization, hence they don't seem to care. And this problem doesn't seem to be stopped, as now billionaires are racing to commercialize the space. These days, private companies are sending thousands of satellites into the Earth's orbit. We all know the primary goal of these private companies is to return maximum profit to their investors. And these poor space regulations are being cherry on the cake. And I fear what will be the future of space research. Another emerging issue in space and sustainability is energy consumption. These satellites are generating a lot of data, mostly in the form of images. The images captured by these satellites can range up to few terabytes, and these data are being sent to Earth continuously. Around 80 terabytes of data is being sent to Earth per day by these satellites, and to process this data we need energy. This is far from being sustainable. On the flip side, private companies are actually helping us to achieve the sustainability goal. You know, the lifespan of a rocket engine is too short, it needs to be elongated, and companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are working to solve this problem by making reusable rockets. They are working on to start space tourism, which will enable space enthusiasts like us to visit space at much lower cost. These companies are delivering the cargo to the astronauts in the space, which will really help the organization like NASA to purely focus on their research. I'm not here to only speak about the problems. Let me share how can we solve these problems. These problems can be solved by a single organization or by the government of one country. To reduce space debris, all space organizations, no matter if they are private companies or the organizations run by the government, must come to a conclusion on how to manage satellites. And they must sign an agreement to follow those guidelines. And to solve the energy problem, we have to compute the data on satellite using solar energy, and only the compiled information should be transferred to the Earth. There are many solutions suggested for the ocean plastics, but they are far from implementation, and if the same thing happens with space debris, I fear that we will also be wrapped inside of those metal scraps, just like how sea animals are wrapped inside of plastics. Thank you.